1, 2, 3, 4. Didi, the front walk is no place for dancing. Didi!
Last time we took a look at season 1 of the Powerpuff Girls, and this week it's time to check out another classic Cartoon Network show. Dexter's Laboratory was the very first cartoon and was the channel's first big tentpole franchise. Dexter's Lab was voted as the most popular short in 1995 on What a Cartoon, which led to it becoming a full-blown series in 1996. The show was created by Genndy Tartakovsky, who has been mentioned quite a lot on this channel as he's had a hand in so many great productions over the years. Just like how Craig McCracken received directorial help from Tartakovsky on the Powerpuff Girls, Tartakovsky also had McCracken direct episodes throughout the show's first year. He also had some massive help in the writers' room from names like Seth MacFarlane and Butch Hartman. The series aired from 1996 to 2003, receiving 4 seasons and a TV movie. However, Tartakovsky only oversaw the first 2 seasons and movie. 3 years after season 2 ended, Cartoon Network revived the series with Chris Savino serving as creative director. Savino is more recently known for being a complete scumbag of a human. Dexter's Laboratory is without a doubt regarded as a classic, so how does the first season fare in 2017? If you've watched my Cow and Chicken Season 1 review, then you'll know I have some issues with the 3 segments for 7 minutes each format. It's not that I hate the format as such, because I love Garfield and Friends Season 1, which used the same format, but I think it's just so easy to mess up. Dexter's Laboratory uses this exact same format. After watching the entire season, I do think it's used much smoother here than in Cow and Chicken. More often than not, they're able to tell the story they want to within the 7 minutes, and it doesn't feel like any corners have needed to be cut to fit it all in. However, there are some episodes that suffer in similar ways to Cow and Chicken. The biggest issue again is that episodes can just end abruptly or anticlimactically. There are times when you'll be engaged and enjoying an episode, and then all of a sudden whatever problem Dexter is faced with is wrapped up in 30 seconds or less. Every time this happened, I was left sitting here thinking, wait, really, that's it? You can see this pretty clearly in the classic Omelette du Fromage episode. Everybody remembers this episode fondly, but nobody remembers that the episode ends when Dexter tries to enter his lab, but because he can only say Omelette du Fromage, he keeps getting the password wrong and it self-destructs. This occurs in less than 30 seconds, and to me, it felt like an entire section of the episode was just cut out. It's jarring to have the story moving along and then seemingly skip an entire act and end up straight at the very end. Like I said, this isn't as prevalent as it is in Cow and Chicken, but at this point I think it's close to unavoidable if you use this format. Despite this drawback to a few of the segments, Dexter's Lab Season 1 is pretty good overall. One of my favourite things is how Dexter himself is written. Generally, especially in kids shows, your main character is very likeable and designed so that you're rooting for them 99% of the time. Here though, to use a wrestling term, Dexter is a bit of a tweener. In some episodes he's likeable and you want him to succeed in whatever he's setting out to do. In other episodes, particularly the ones where he's incredibly cocky and full of himself, he is downright unlikable and you want to see him get his comeuppance. The writers do a great job of balancing these 2 different types of episodes, and you're never overloaded with Dexter always succeeding or always failing, which makes moving through the season an enjoyable experience. Similarly, despite being a boy genius, there are also more humanizing moments for Dexter where he gets to act his age. These were juxtaposed superbly with his scientific brilliance and was the cause of a lot of laughter. It would be so easy to make Dexter an out-and-out cartoon character with a one-dimensional personality, but the writers go that extra mile to flesh him out and make him seem more real. The supporting characters are where they go full-on one-dimensional for comedic relief, which works superbly. I think the definite standout is Dexter's dad, who is just incredibly dumb and oblivious to everything happening around him. His deadpan manner and ability to somehow miss all of the crazy things going on around him are so damn funny. He's also used sparingly throughout this season, which makes his rare appearances even better. Dexter's dad being oblivious to his secret lab as well as his mum creates a lot of entertaining situations where his lab comes very close to being discovered. They toy with the idea of Dexter being found out multiple times in this season in a number of really creative ways. It also helps eliminate some of the ridiculousness of Dexter having his lab completely hidden, as having them almost discover it shows off a range of very extreme ways Dexter keeps going to make sure it stays a secret. Similar to how the middle segment of Cow and Chicken was an I Am Weasel segment, Dexter's Lab changes things up with its second segment too. Here they change things up quite a bit though. At first they used Dial M for Monkey segments, focusing on Dexter's lab monkey fighting crime as a superhero. Later in the season, this switches to the Justice Friends, which is a sitcom parody featuring characters based on Captain America, Thor, and the Hulk. There's also one instance of the middle segment being another one centered around Dexter. I really enjoyed these as they were a change of pace from the Dexter's Lab parts. Dial M for Monkey is straight up a superhero show. I was incredibly confused by Monkey and Agent Honeydew's relationship though. Are these two dating? Because that's how HIV starts. The Justice Friends episodes are also really clever takes on cliche sitcoms. In fact, this entire first season is heavy on parodies. There are parodies of the Joker, Tron, Pac-Man, Star Wars, and Tetris alongside the ones I already mentioned. Episode 4, where clones wreak havoc on Dexter's Lab, is the clear inspiration for the game Disaster Strikes 2.
In the lab again, making up anything he's imagining. There goes Dee Dee, his sister. He always argues with her. She thinks she knows it all because she's older and she's bigger. Whatever Dexter wants, he just goes and creates robots. It doesn't matter the size or the shape. He's always doing crazy tests and making a mess. And if they don't come out correct, well, you know what happens next. Uh-oh, back to the lab again. Oh no, back to the lab again. We messed up. Back to the lab again. Not again. Back to the lab.
Dexter's Laboratory Season 1 is an enjoyable ride. Even without looking at the list of people who worked on this season, it's obvious there was a lot of talent in the writer's room. Dexter is a well-rounded character and they do a great job of making you love or hate him in specific situations. They also exercise restraint on some of their memorable characters. As I already mentioned, they use Dexter's Dad sparingly, making each appearance of his so much greater. We also see this in their use of Mandark. From Mandark's first appearance, it's obvious he's going to be Dexter's arch rival. However, the writers made sure to only use him once more in the season, although for some reason Mandark's introduction episode is used twice. It would be pretty easy to overuse Mandark early, but they don't, and instead the continuing story of Mandark is about 1,000,000 times more compelling than it would otherwise be. Based on Season 1, Dexter's Laboratory definitely deserves to be remembered fondly, however I can't really rank it in the upper echelon of cartoons just yet. While I enjoyed this season a lot, I think it was just good, rather than being great or amazing. Most times the first season of a show tends to be one of the weaker ones as everyone tries to find their feet, so I'm fully expecting Season 2 to build off of this and produce something incredible.